show you how I actually cut my lettuce when we're ready to have it for dinner. Now, we've been doing this, well, I've been cutting lettuce in the greenhouse for the last month, maybe even a little bit longer than that. So I thought I'd take you guys along and show you exactly how I do it. The reason I do it this way is because, like, I'm not cutting the head of lettuce off completely and then I get nothing else out of it. But the way that I do it is lettuce is almost continuous. So, yeah, okay, here we go. So yeah, this is my greenhouse. Now, if you guys have been following my channel, you remember when I planted all of these, that was about, it's pretty wild. And I've been eating it every single day for the last little bit. Okay, I gotta open up the draft on the chimney. My greenhouse is full of smoke. Oh well, plants are getting lots of carbon dioxide today. Yeah, the smoke from my chimney is actually good for my plants because plants absorb carbon. So yeah, like we produce carbon dioxide when we breathe out. Plants absorb the carbon and breathe out oxygen. So we're like in sync. What we exhale, they take in, and what they exhale, we take in. It's a pretty simple explanation. It's pretty much more complicated than that, but that's the easiest way to explain it. So yeah, let me grab a pair of scissors and I'll bring you guys in a lot closer. You can actually see what I'm doing. Like I said before, we've been heating down here now for over a month, and I've been given and selling quite a bit of lettuce. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do this. My scissors are over here because I used it today. So yeah, this might be a little bit shaky on and off. I'm going to try. Okay, so there's a plant. This is a head of romaine right here. You can see the plant itself. It's a nice full plant. Now it looks like I trimmed this one today. I'm not sure how well you guys can see deep down here, but you can see I've cut off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've cut 8 leaves off this one little plant already. Now this romaine head hasn't really formed a head yet. It's still kind of pretty leafy plant. So you can see how it actually goes, and the plants are kind of all shooting outwards. So what I usually do is I go along, I leave about 1/4 inch of the bottom of the leaf of the lettuce onto the plant, because it doesn't stress the plant out quite so much. But that's pretty much what I do for all my lettuce. And the same with this one, that I've taken so many leaves off and the plant is still really healthy. It's actually starting to form its head. I mean, if you see the size of these leaf heads, they're pretty good. Heads, but not the entire head. I trim the outside leaves off of the lettuce head itself. And that's for romaine and any other type of lettuce. I do the exact same thing. The reason I do that is because it will just keep producing more leaves and more lettuce and more lettuce. Now, I won't do it forever. Over time, after you cut so many off, it will stop growing, but you will know when it's stopped. So yeah, I pretty much come down here every single day and cut lettuce. Every day. Because I eat leafy greens every day. It is a really good source of vitamin C, many different minerals. Potassium is good. To get your requirement for potassium every day, so yeah, I mean, you have to eat, like I said, about 10 cups of leafy greens every day to get the potassium that you need. Most people in the world are probably low on potassium, because the problem nowadays is when you buy lettuce in a grocery store, unless you buy organic and non-GMO lettuce, then you're probably getting a somewhat decent and somewhat organic product. Because they can get away with calling something organic even though it's not organic. So you have to be careful on what you buy. My stuff is 100% organic. All my soil I made myself. My seeds are all non-GMO, which I bought many years ago. Non-GMO seeds, and I've been saving seeds. Like, I'll save my seeds from romaine lettuce. I save it from my Grand Rapid leafy lettuce. Because once spring breaks, lettuce in the greenhouse will bolt pretty quick, and it'll turn to seeds. So what it does is it shoots up big shoots, and you get little flowers on them, and those little flowers dry up, and that's what produces your seeds. So you can just dry them out, put them in a paper bag, shake the bag with the heads of the seeds inside the bag, and the seeds should all come off the heads of the lettuce. So that's how you get your lettuce seeds. You wouldn't want to try to pick them one by one, because if you know anything about gardening, you know that lettuce seeds are very, very tiny. So yeah, like, that's how I managed to keep my gardens growing all the time. Let me go grab a pot that I think it was either in a couple videos back when I was planting some lettuce in pots that I'm going to be selling in a month or so. I'll grab one. So yeah, these are the pots that I planted about a month ago. Well, no, actually, I don't think it was a month ago. I think it was only a couple weeks ago when I planted them. So yeah, they're going really well. About another 2 to 3 weeks, and they'll be twice this size. Then they'll be ready to be sold. Now, when you do this stuff, like, my greenhouse isn't used. I think it's 30 or 28 by 16 or something. I can't really produce enough vegetables or lettuce or greens or anything in this greenhouse to support a homestead. But if I can make $200, $300, $400 out of my greenhouse, that's $300 or $400 I wouldn't have had if I didn't do it. So that's my way of looking at it. Because on a homestead, you can never base your income on one thing. It's always important to, I guess you would call it, diversify, so that you have multiple sources of income. Now, if you can do one thing and make really good money at it, all the power to you. Good for you. But in my area, I don't think I could do that. I do a lot of different things. Like, I still do go off my homestead and work sometimes. I am a carpenter. I've been a carpenter for over 40 years now. I've built many homes. There isn't anything in a house or a building that I haven't done at least 1,000 times. But this is my passion, raising animals, growing my own food. It's very important to me. So yeah, I know this isn't, this is just a very simple video on showing you how I trim my lettuce and why I trim my lettuce the way I do. Because I am selling a lot more lettuce now, because there's no way my wife and I can eat what I've grown. We eat lettuce every day, but the lettuce still grows faster than we can eat it, and that's always a good problem to have. If you can tell somebody that you can't eat all your food because it's growing too fast, then that means you're doing something right. So that's always very important, especially nowadays in the way the world is so messed up. You never know what's going to happen from one day to the next. So yeah, I think it's important. In my area, I'd say within the last 5 or 6 years, we've probably had, and these are just the people that's after coming to my homestead, 15 to 20 young families start homesteading. And I think that is a great thing. I think it's one of the best things in the world to get young people, young families out in the country, getting their hands dirty, growing their food. I think we need a lot more of that in the world. I think our schools, now this is one of my opinions, I don't know how many people agree with me or not, but when I drive around here in Canada on PEI, the school board spends thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every year just to cut grass. What is the point of that? They spray chemicals to kill weeds. I'm not sure if they use chemicals anymore. I shouldn't say that. But they do something to kill all the weeds. Why not just put raised beds in and teach kids how to grow food? Like, for me, that's crazy. That should be one of the most important things you teach young people how to do. They don't have to grow up to be farmers, but it's a good idea to know how to grow your food or where your food comes from. I mean, I've watched some interviews and stuff on, the internet before and TV, and, someone will go up and ask somebody who's about 16 or 17 years old, what happens if all the farmers don't grow any more food? You know what their answer was? We just go to Walmart and buy some. Like, to me, that just blows me away. Our society has gone so out of whack that it's crazy. I mean, I don't expect everybody to be farmers or homesteaders. That's not practical. That ain't ever going to happen. But the more people that do it, in my opinion, the better off we'll be. So yeah, these are just a few of my opinions. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just an old guy sitting down, speaking his mind, which I'm well known for doing. So yeah, if you got anything out of my video, sorry about the rant, but if you got anything out of my video, maybe consider subscribing and hit that like button. And leave a comment. Let me know what your opinion is on the school board spending, probably on this island, probably $500,000 a year just on cutting grass. I mean, literally, just cutting grass. I just got to shake my head. I think that's absolutely insane. I understand that they need to trim some grass. Yeah, of course. Keep the grass looking nice and that, but why not just put some gardens in, and then you don't have to trim grass. You don't have to pay anybody to trim the grass. What you're actually doing is setting up people to be able to take care of themselves. Alright, I better get off this, or we'll just keep going all night. Thanks for watching.